Jalen Rowe had never been good at following manuals. For most of his career as a freelance deep space communicator, he had relied on instinct, intuition fueled by thousands of hours spent fine-tuning transponders, repairing beacon towers, and listening to the quiet hum of the interstellar void. But on the night he would later recall as the turning point, intuition betrayed him. He was drifting through Sector H-29 in his rust-patched personal shuttle, the third option, where he'd been contracted to check on a malfunctioning relay node. It was a simple task. Realign the quantum antenna, send the proper confirmation code back to the central network, and go home. He'd done it 100 times. But tonight the relay was older than the instructions described, its interface corrupted, its code mismatched. When the console demanded a response code, Jalen typed one he believed was close enough. Close enough, indeed, close enough to be recognized as something entirely different. The relay pulsed once, glowing with an eerie blue shimmer, and then the stars outside his viewport stretched, warped, and vanished behind a burst of impossible light. Jalen barely had time to curse before everything around him went black. When he woke, he was lying on a metallic floor that hummed beneath him like a sleeping beast. Soft illumination radiated from the walls. No lamps, no sources, just a gentle ambient glow. The air smelled faintly floral, unfamiliar yet calming. He sat up too quickly and regretted it as his head spun. "Do not move so fast," a voice said. "Your physiology is recalibrating." Jalen blinked, trying to focus. Standing over him was a tall, silver-skinned woman with angular yet elegant facial features. Her eyes were a deep violet, reflective like polished stone, and her hair flowed like iridescent strands of liquid metal. She wore a form-fitting suit that shifted colors subtly with her movements. Behind her stood 5 more women, all with similarly ethereal features but with distinct differences in stature, coloring, and expression. They regarded him with curiosity, not hostility, not fear, but intense interest. Jalen scrambled back until his shoulders hit the wall. "Where am I? Who are you? What did I do?" The lead woman crouched gracefully to be at eye level. "You sent a signal," she said simply. "An invitation. I did not invite anything. I barely know what I pressed." Her lips curved in what might have been a smile. "Intentional or not, you activated an ancient beacon reserved for diplomatic union rights. Our ship intercepted it instantly." "Union rights?" Jalen echoed uneasily. "Yes," another woman answered, stepping forward. "The code is specific. Only a being seeking alliance with the Aurelian Matriarchate would send it." Jalen groaned. "I was trying to fix a broken antenna, not propose. Whatever it is you think I proposed." The lead woman tilted her head. "A misunderstanding, perhaps. But we cannot ignore a beacon once it has chosen a caller. You are aboard our flagship, the Seal Nick Bloom. We are en route to the council chamber." Pause. "You will be evaluated." "Evaluated for what?" "For compatibility." That was how Jalen found himself sitting at a circular table surrounded by 6 alien women, who were apparently high-ranking representatives of their people. The chamber was breathtaking, a domed room with crystalline walls revealing swirling nebulae outside, shifting in color as if responding to unseen currents. The lead woman spoke first. "Allow us formal introductions. I am Lyra, first speaker of the Matriarchate. To my right is Varys, our cultural historian. To my left Lane, our chief scientist. The others are Mira, Thelos, and Jara." Each inclined her head respectfully. Jalen tried to compose himself. "Look, Lyra, I think your beacon system is incredibly sensitive, because I swear I didn't mean to contact anyone. My signal must have been corrupted. Lane, the scientist, tapped a floating interface crystal. We analyzed your broadcast. It contains the exact harmonic signature of a union request. Frequency strand 847Q, phase encoded with a compatibility subroutine. There is no error. Jalen's cheeks warmed. The relay was ancient. The display was glitching. I typed random sequences. In our culture, Varys said gently, randomness is often a sign of destiny. Jalen buried his face in his hands. Please don't tell me you're serious. We are quite serious, Lyra said. But we are not unreasonable. If this was a mistake, we will not force anything. The matriarchate is peaceful. He exhaled in relief. However, Lyra added, we must still perform the evaluation. It is protocol. Jalen groaned again. Fine. What does the evaluation involve? Mira stepped forward, her eyes bright with mischief. Oh, nothing extreme. We simply need to determine if your presence offers intellectual, social, and emotional harmony to our delegation. A union rite cannot proceed without unanimous positive resonance. Positive resonance, he repeated flatly. Right. The evaluation was thorough. First, they questioned him about his understanding of interstellar ethics and cooperation. Jalen did his best, though he suspected his answers sounded embarrassingly basic next to their sophisticated knowledge. Next came an analysis of emotional compatibility. The Los placed her hand on a crystalline orb and instructed Jalen to do the same. The orb lit up, displaying swirling patterns that changed with their heart rates. You are anxious, the Los observed. No kidding, Jalen muttered. The final test was an intellectual challenge. Jara presented him with a holographic puzzle, an intricate shifting pattern that looked like weaving constellations. It took him 15 minutes of trial and error to manipulate the shapes correctly, but he eventually managed it. The women exchanged murmurs. He is adaptive, Lane noted. Unrefined, Varys countered, but curious. And unpredictably humorous, Mira added. I like that about him. Jalen rubbed the back of his neck. So, did I pass? Fail? Am I allowed to go home? Lyra stood and approached him slowly. The others fell silent. You did not fail, she said. In fact, you exhibit traits the beacon rarely selects unless the universe sees potential. He held up both hands. I'm not signing any cosmic marriage papers. I just want to go back to my ship. Lyra smiled gently. Your autonomy is respected. But before you decide, there is something you should know. She tapped a console, projecting a star map. One glowing point pulsed near the edge of explored space. Sector H-29. That relay you repaired was part of a long-abandoned network created by our ancestors. Only a compatible consciousness can activate its full function. The fact that you did so, accidentally or not, means the ancient system recognized something in you. Jalen stared at the floating map, the implication heavy. So what are you saying? I'm chosen. In a sense, Lyra replied. But chosen does not mean trapped. You must choose your own path. She gestured toward a viewing window where a shuttle was prepared. If you wish to return, we will take you home. If you wish to explore what the signal awakened, you may remain. The 6 women looked at him, not demanding, not pleading, but with sincere openness. Jalen closed his eyes. He thought of his lonely shuttle, his half-hearted jobs, his drifting life. Then he thought of the impossible world he had stumbled into, one filled with knowledge, mystery, and beings who saw potential where he saw only mistakes. He opened his eyes. I think I want to learn more, he said quietly. Not a union, right? Not yet. But maybe a diplomatic exchange. Lyra's eyes glowed warmly. A wise beginning. The others nodded in approval. And so Jalen Rowe, deep space mechanic, accidental diplomat, took his first step into the unknown, surrounded by alien women on a ship older and grander than anything humanity had ever imagined. All because he sent one wrong signal.